Good morning, everybody. It's Mike from PC Classic Cars, back with another test drive video. Today we are in the numbers matching 1973 Pontiac Firebird Formula 400. Probably one of my favorite Pontiacs we've had roll through the shop. Let the traffic go, let it warm up a little bit, and we'll take it on a normal test drive. So this is a numbers matching 1973 Formula 400. So we actually got this from an estate here in Texas. Unfortunately, the older gentleman that actually owned these cars, he passed away, and then the estate sold this and another car. I bought this and a 1978 Trans Am from the same family. The guy was a Pontiac guru. He was a Pontiac fanatic through and through, and we ended up with these two vehicles from the family. This is an extremely nice and very, very clean Formula 400. It is a factory Navajo orange over saddle interior car, so how you see it cosmetically is how it would have looked when it was new. I don't know exactly when the repaint was done. It definitely is a little bit of an older repaint, but the quality is still very nice. It shows very well with minor little flaws. If y'all followed us, you'll know that we take photos of all of the imperfections on all of these cars. If you go to our website, check it out at pcclassiccars.com, scroll under the vehicle that you're interested in, and you'll see the additional photos or the additional info tab. When you click on that, it'll open up the extra photos of all the imperfections. It'll also have in there important vehicle numbers like the VIN. It'll have a photo of the motor number that matches up with the VIN. This car is a numbers matching car. It retains the original 400, and then it has a turbo 400 transmission behind it. Other items on the mechanicals, it was optioned with power steering and then power disc brakes. And this drives absolutely fantastic. We have a bunch of paperwork, a bunch of registrations, and a bunch of receipts from the guy that we bought it from, and then also some of the previous owners. And everything points to it being a 76,000 original mile car. How clean it is underneath and how well it drives, I have no reason to believe it's not a 76,000 mile car. It's just one of those cars that you hop in, and it's just a little bit tighter and a little bit better of a driving car than most old cars. I would hop in this car, other than the fact that it is a non-AC car, and I would drive this thing across the country. It's so tight, and it feels so ironed out. It's just a great quality classic car. Back on some of the cosmetics, the interior I actually believe to be mostly original. The gauges are extremely clean and very easy to read. The wood paneling overlay on the dash that these have, they're notorious for kind of getting split up and peeling off. That one is extremely nice, and it looks to be original. Dash pad is excellent. Visors, headliner, console in the front, console in the back. Everything is extremely nice. Steering wheel's really clean with no cracks. And then all of your gauges and all of your lights are working. The only items I have listed as not working on this car is the factory radio is not coming on and playing any sound. And then again, your notorious washer sprayer fluids aren't doing anything. So two really, really minimal things. I do like the fact that this has the original radio and it has not been cut. And again, interior for being original is super nice and super clean. As far as oil and water temperature, great oil pressure. Obviously we're in the gas right now, but it's reading like 70 pounds of oil pressure. And then you're right about just under 200 degrees. We've done about 4 or 5 miles, so it's right at where it needs to be. Factory tack, that's also working. And then your speedo is working. We're cruising right at 70 miles an hour. Fuel gauge is working. It's a little low. We only keep a few gallons of gas in them. And then you got great voltage as well. The blower motor for the heater does work. Obviously, I'm not turning the heater on because it's 105 degrees here at 10 a.m. in Texas. But if someone wants to drive this thing in the winter, your heat does work if you're in a cold climate area. Wipers also work, and then again, all your outside lights are working as well. The underneath of this Formula 400 is spot on. I would not classify this as a restored car. It's again more of a very original and very, very clean car. The underneath, again, no metal work is seen, no rust issues found. Very solid, very clean, no problems on the bottom side. Still has original manifolds on it. It does have an aftermarket set of dual exhausts and do a Flowmaster muffler with the stock style tips coming out the back on the sides. Downshifts like it should, motor pulls hard. I really, really like this body style. If y'all have followed my page for a while, you always hear me talk about the things that I really like and some of the things that are just okay. You have your normal classic cars, you have your Chevelles, your Camaros, your Mustangs. I love all those cars. They're my bread and butter. The main stuff I sell here at the dealership is that kind of stuff. But when I get in something just a little bit different, like these Formula 400s, I love the body style on these, and then that dual snorkel hood is just something super cool you just don't see every day. And this being a Navajo orange car, it's just a really cool color combo. Again, I'll say, I say this a lot, but I get a lot of new vehicles, but as far as Pontiac goes, I don't know if I've had a more favorite car than this one. It just drives so nice. The body style is great, super clean underneath, and then we have a bunch of history on the car, which is cool for people who like that kind of stuff. I love any additional paperwork we can get on these cars. It helps with the value, and it's nice to have backstory on these cars when you can get them, because most of the time you just don't have any. Suspension-wise, it is all stock style equipment, no weird sounds, just like the drivability. The road feel when it comes to the suspension and the steering is spot on. If you could imagine a stock 1973 Formula 400, this is what it's going to drive like. Factory front and rear sway bars, again, power steering, power disc brakes, and all the suspension is stock style equipment, and it performs excellent. Forgot to mention this is optioned with the tilt. So this car was pretty optioned up. Factory tack, factory tilt. The only thing that they didn't order was the factory AC. So if someone wanted to, you could source an original AC system for this car. Might be a little difficult, might be a little pricey, or you could go with the aftermarket vintage AC and put on this. Either way would be a good option if someone wanted to add some air. Glass is all excellent. Side windows roll up and down like they should. The windshield appears to be original. It's got the little embossing over there in the corner on the passenger side. A couple very small little nicks in the glass. I wouldn't classify anything as a chip or a spider. Just some very, very small, just little nicks. Inside the trunk is detailed out. It's very clean, very original. This is just a lot of fun. These cars do run well. They weren't high on horsepower, but it's got plenty of power for you to do what you want to do. Most people are just going to be cruising. These aren't race cars. This is a car to hop in, cruise on the weekends, take it out to your local shows, and just a really good quality classic car. Doors open and close, fantastic. So coming up here on our last few turns, I always kind of give my overall impressions. Very, very impressed with this car. I'll say it one more time, one of my favorite Pontiacs I think we've ever had at the shop, and we do a fair amount of GTOs and Trans Ams. I don't get a lot of Firebirds, especially a Formula 400 Firebird, so probably at the top of my list as far as Pontiac goes, and it just is a very, very quality car. As always, guys, I appreciate y'all stopping in to watch another one of my test drive videos. If there's ever anything else that you want to see, have comments, concerns, questions, don't hesitate to leave me a comment on the YouTube channel. You can call or text me directly at 903-820-1019. Check us out at pcclassiccars.com, or we are on all of the social platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and I guess Twitter is now X, so we're on X as well. And we'll see you guys on the next test drive video. Thanks again for stopping in. turn the headlights and the dash lights on here so y'all can see that.